There are thousands of DOS games. Most of them are terrible. I play one selected at random with a 20-minute time limit and record it live. This is the result. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Random DOS game show. And this is Race Drivin, which is the sequel to Hard Drivin. So let's see what Atari have for us in Domark. Oh yes, that's a theme. Race Drivin gives you the choice of several tracks, each offering unique challenges. The original speed of the scrolling text is too much for Lawnie to read, but it continues in the tradition of offering the most realistic and exciting driving experience. You can now choose any of several different cars. Sweet. Okay, many of the stunts and maneuvers can only be done with one car. Gives you a choice of several tracks and a fantastic MT32 theme. Continues the tradition of offering most realistic. Okay, let's hit over options. So, detailed cars and buildings are on. Control device. Can we change that? Now, that seems to have set it to keyboard, which is important because otherwise we would have been stuck with mouse. Okay, let's hit space to continue. Let's select one player. Alright, another great theme. So, we've got the option of auto or manual transmission and a countdown. Let's just go with Auto Sportster. Okay, player 1, press button to start, otherwise it'll count us down. And fans of a certain game called Stunts will be very familiar with what this looks like. They'll be like, wow, this is a total rip-off. It's not a rip-off because it's the sequel to a game that, was the one that inspired Stunts. Hard Drivin, let's just say, was a arcade cabinet game which was very, very... Oh, I've smashed myself already. Let's see that replay.
And here is Lawnie driving down the track. He's looking good at the moment, but no. Calamity Martin, he's completely exploded his car.
Stunts was heavily inspired by Hard Drivin. Hard Drivin, the original Hard Drivin, was a arcade cabinet game. And the goal of the game here is it's a time trial, but you're not racing against other racers. You're desperately trying to keep your car on the road and try not to run into anybody. So let's just try and overtake here. Yes, that went okay. It's running fairly smoothly, but I'd say the arcade cabinet is much, much superior again. I played the Hard Drivin DOS version. I was unimpressed, but that was because it had mouse control. And graphically it was a bit inferior to... Let's just accelerate here. Yeah, 24 seconds. That's not good. There's the checkpoint. Whoa. Extra time, thank you very much. So the goal is to keep on the road, drive along the track, don't run into other vehicles, and I have to say the handling, not great. The draw distance, not great. But I like the concept of a time trial. But yeah, it's very, very skiddy and finicky compared to Stunts. There's the finish. Yes, extended play. So that just means I can continue along the same track. Let's see if I can speed along to the next checkpoint. Recklessly driving. Oh, off-road 8 seconds. 49 seconds to get to the next checkpoint. Let's see if I can manage it. But you can see the difficulty I'm having with cornering. It's just really, really suspect. Come on. Ugh. Really pushing here. And there we go. Oh, I didn't make it to the checkpoint because of a lorry, which came out of nowhere.
And here comes Lawnie up to the checkpoint, but no, Calamity! A lorry has struck him! It's fireball time again for Lawnie!
Oh, it's allowed me to continue. I've got 19 seconds to get to that checkpoint. I can do it. Extra time! Yeah, I get to play a little more. I always have a soft spot for racing games from the early 90s with that sort of non-textured is it garage shading even? I'm not sure. It's they don't have textures, and the engines of the cars are done by the MT32. I love that combo. Oh, that truck was on the wrong side of the road, but I made it. I've actually done better than I thought here. Oh!
And Lawnie has made it to the finish line, but has foolishly decided to launch himself into the air. There's only one conclusion, folks. Yes, it's fireball time yet again for Lawnie.
Wrong way. Uh-oh. Well, it appears to have crashed, which is, believe it or not a very common thing in this show. Usually, the games do not self-destruct like this. You're probably wondering, hey Lawnie, this is really not that great a port. Why are you being so kind on it? Well, apparently, and I don't know if you can hunt it down, but there's a 1995 remake of this, and there was one for the PCs, but it was never released. I don't know where you can find it, I don't know how you can get your hands on it, but apparently it's a lot better than this one. And there's also a PlayStation version, which is worth a wee look. If you're really feeling that way inclined, you could always try and get the arcade cabinet version working with some kind of emulator. So I've exited out of that and back into the main menu with its wonderful themes. So what is race driving? Race driving gives you a series of tracks that you essentially perform time trials on and race against the clock and nobody else and make sure you don't run into other cars. And yeah, it's quite fun, it's quite good. But obviously you'll want keyboard controls and you'll want to play the original arcade version, not this DOS port. The handling is off, which is unfortunate. It feels like you're driving on ice, you know, it just feels like at any given moment your car could completely lose control and crash. Also, there's a bit of pop-in of certain vehicles that I noticed through terrain, and also the draw distance is suspect as well, despite the relatively smooth handling in terms of frame rate. So yeah, a much better conversion than the original Hard Drivin was, and it's got more tracks, so really it's an upgrade on that part, but you'll be wanting to hunt down the original for sure. And if you like me talking about random DOS games, I do it all the time. Feel free to take a look at the hundreds of other videos on the channel. If you like what you see there, you can always subscribe. And if you can make it to the finish line with ease, you're probably one of my motor enthusiast patrons. Some of them even have a driver's license. That's right. Wonderful folk. So yeah, another decent race around here. Shame about the handling. It's no stunts, but it's not terrible. Until next time.